The history between Cloud9 and Fnatic all started during Season 3. Cloud9 was really dominant in North America.
We first played Fnatic at our very first World. We gave them Kassadin.
And a first pick, Kassadin. Here comes the Quadra. They're going to give it to him.
And we lost.
Fnatic are going to go through to the semi-finals, taking down Cloud9.
The next match we had against Cloud9 was at the Battle of the Atlantic.
We were the deciding factor on whether NA or EU won, and they gave us Kassadin.
Well, he's not going to get banned. It's an pick for Cloud9. Oh, but no highs on the side. He's going to get wrecked with a beautiful run coming
They
in.
just swept us. I think they were really eager to have their revenge.
Cloud9 versus Fnatic. It's a long-standing rivalry here for the last 2 years. Now these guys are fighting for control over Group B. Bugs are coming through. A double kill for Balls. A triple kill for Balls. Holy cow! They're all gone. Pentakill for Balls.
Today is going to be a crucial day for us.
Every loss is going to be basically the deciding factor of whether they're going to move on or not.
Not only we have to beat Cloud9, but we have to beat everyone.
Hometown heroes strike first blood. AHQ takes down Fnatic. Holy cow, they're all gone. A pentakill for Balls.
Hello and welcome to the final day of the 2015 League of Legends World Championship Group Stage. The crowd is going nuts. You see the thunder sticks in the audience being slammed together. There's plenty of energy in the building, and rightfully so, as it's our final day. And what better way to celebrate our final day of the group stages than with Group B. Now, earlier in the day, we saw Huni and Yellow Star in their practice room looking to rebound after a somewhat disappointing Week 1. AHQ, of course, warming up for the first game of the day today. They're going to be going up against Invictus Gaming, who we caught just moments ago heading to the stage. Rookie, of course, not wanting to be seen by the camera, saving it all for the stage. Hello, everyone. I'm James Dash Patterson, anchoring the analyst desk as Group B takes to the rift with Tabe, Aiden Zyrene Moon, and Alberto Crumbs Rengifo. They're here to cover all of today's big plays, misplays, and replays. Gentlemen, welcome to the final day of Group Stage.
Thank you for having us. I'm glad I'm going to be
It wasn't my choice.
America and Season 2.
All right,
3.
well, yesterday, Group D played out their last 6 games, and when the dust settled, KT, Rolster, and Origin stood above the rest and will advance to the quarterfinals in London. Origin secured a spot in the knockout stage right away with a win over TSM, but struggled against the rest of the group as the day went on.
Yeah, this was kind of a really long game here, and we saw this game just really struggle to be closed out, and then Origin, this showed some of their flaws going into the rest of the day, and they lost a little bit of gas there at the end. They had such a good showing in Week 1. They went 3-0, and then they weren't able to pull it out at the end, and they ended up getting that second seed. A little unfortunate there, but we did see Origin play a fantastic game, and they exceeded their own expectations.
I think that they really just showed what we had thought of Origin, that they came in with a very good strategy for a best-of-1 against teams that had never seen them before. But once the teams really figured out what Origin was trying to do, on the day 2, it was a lot harder for them to take those commanding victories.
Of course, the team that made a surge yesterday was KT. They found their footing and finished the day strong, taking apart Origin to clinch the #1 seed.
And they went 3-0 in that second week. And all Korean teams have now made it out of groups, and they are combined 15-3. Like, these guys came to play some damn League of Legends. They are showing up. Week 1, there were some doubts whether or not the Western teams were a little bit equal or closing that gap, but Week 2, it just shows that the Korean team still got it.
I think the Korean teams are always good. Even since their Season 2 to Season 5 now, they are always being really good. And there is also something we know, that the Korean players are now all over the world too. That means they are really doing their best.
Yeah, that 15-3 record really speaks to the dominance of that region. And with just a handful of matches left to play out in the City of Lights, it's all about Group B, where coming into today, Cloud9 is on top at 3-0, while Invictus Gaming, Fnatic, and AHQ Esports Club are tied at 1-2. Now, those standings are sure to be shaken up as we start the day with AHQ versus China's Invictus Gaming. And then, of course, the hometown favorites Fnatic take on Cloud9. And later today, it's a rematch of Day 1's opener as the #1 European-seeded squares off against IG. Starting with Cloud9, though, gentlemen, this is a Cinderella story. 7th in NA to leading their group coming into the second week of group stages.
You know, I cheer for them a lot, but I'm worried because coming into the tournament, nobody had any faith in them. You know, 0-6, one of the worst teams in the tournament. That's all what they got labeled as. And in the first week, they win 3 games, and now all of a sudden, they're NA's last hope. They're the one chance to represent the entire region when nobody wanted them. Now we're like, you know what? Let's jump on the Cloud9 bandwagon. I hope the pressure doesn't get to them.
Yeah, and Cinderella story is the perfect term for it because everybody's waiting for them to turn back into a pumpkin right now. Everybody is like, is Cloud9 going to be able to win 1 game this week and make it out of quarters and then represent North America?
Now, they have guaranteed themselves at least a tiebreaker to make it out of groups, given their 3-0 start, and if they win even 1 game, they will secure themselves a quarterfinal spot. So hopefully that helps curb some of the pressure that you're talking about, Crumbs, knowing that they only have to do so much in order to succeed this week. Then, of course, we have to look at AHQ, Fnatic, and IG, who are tied up for second. One team needs to step up or face the potential of a 3-way tie. So when we look at this pack of 3, who are we looking at to surge above the rest? Tabe?
I think IG is going to win because I'm a good friend of IG's coach, and he told me that they have secret weapon.
Insider info, Tabe.
Yeah, he told me that Kakao maybe will choosing Hecarim or Lee Sin jungling. And he said that if he really picks that, we have to put strong attention to him. And he said they are going to pick Kalista and Cannon bot. And
well, so now everybody listening is just going to ban those out. But what if that's the plan? What if they ban those out? They really have other strategies. Tommy, you're throwing everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
There's also other 2 secret weapons. Is this?
Well, let's not give away all their secret weapons. Let's not give away all their secret weapons. Come on. Now, moving down the line, the rest of the group, though, Fnatic and AHQ, we have to take a look at those teams. Because Fnatic had a disappointing week 1. Are they going to get it back together and make a surge here in week 2?
You know, for me, Fnatic, I think they have what it takes to really go back to their old form because the patterns that they had in the first week were a lot to the draft. They really struggled to come up with a new and adaptive draft to the 2015 Worlds. A lot of it had traits of their spectacular 18-0 season, but those picks aren't really going to cut it. You know, the Olaf, the Hecarim, that's the Shen support, which is all right, but those picks are struggling right now. So they've always come up with new and innovative drafts that focus around the mid lane, and even though it's a lot of power picks that are focused on farm, the compositions really revolve around Vivivin. So I'm hoping they go back to this style and really just go for that mid lane pressure. I want to see that Jace. He's so good at Jace. They've won so many games with it. Please go back to that Vivivin.
Yeah, and Vivivin is having an amazing tournament. This is his first Worlds coming out of the Challenger scene. He did play at MSI and got some international experience, but this is a kid who does not choke under pressure, and he always delivers. His scorelines have been fantastic. His farm has been amazing, but we do have to talk about Huni, and Huni has looked a little off-kilter in that top lane. The Yasuo top, I understand the pick, I understand it in the composition. He did get a little bit behind, but when he gets behind, it always seems like he's just trying so hard to get back into the game by his own merits, which ends up getting them further behind sometimes because he's not working with the team.
Well, the expectations are set for the day. I want to move ahead to our Twitter question of the day. We're going to do a little bit of reflecting here on the group stages from Paris. So get on Twitter and tell us what was your favorite moment from the 2015 group stage and why. As always, be sure to tweet at LoL Esports with the hashtag Worlds so we can get your highlights on the desk later today. Before we shoot it over to the casters, gentlemen, as always, it's time for predictions. So down the line, AHQ, Invictus Gaming, game 1 of the day. Tabe, let's hear it.
IG.
IG.
I'm also going Invictus Gaming. They have some secret weapons. I feel like they're going to be able to bounce back, though. And this is also the one game against AHQ that they won last week, and it was rather convincing. There was the QSS that was used a little too early by On, but I don't feel like that's going to be an issue again, because there was also a stolen Baron. I feel like Kakao's going to be on top of his game today.
I'm going to go with IG as well, but it's not so much because I think they have what it takes to really take away the game, but because HQ's draft especially in the mid lane, really revolve around these assassins that are lacking wave clear. And this tournament has showed that so much revolves around wave management that in the first game when HQ had against Cloud9, the no wave clear composition was really devastating to play. And with common picks like Kalista and just all these assassins in the mid lane, if they're not comfortable picking a wave clear champion, which Westdoor is obviously more familiar with assassins, I think they're going to struggle in just an overall macro game. So IG for me.
IG got the better of them last time. We'll see if they can do it again. That's going to do it for us here at the desk. Let's kick it inside Ladakh Pullman and get on the Rift.